What's good, gang? I just turned 33 last Sunday, and it has taken me all 33 years of my life to come to this conclusion about life that has been a complete plot twist for me. And that plot twist is that you will never benefit from the effort that you put in today. And I know a lot of y'all are probably looking at me crazy, like I got two heads. Like, what does that mean? That doesn't make any sense. Of course you're going to benefit from the work you put in today. That's why you put in work. But hear me out. You're never going to benefit from the work that you put in today because your future self will. We don't ever really think about our future self. And when I say our future self, I don't mean in the distant future. I don't mean yourself 60 years from now. I don't even mean your 5-year plan. I mean like who you're going to be a week from now, who you're going to be a month from now, or even who you're going to be tomorrow. We're not thinking about that future version of ourselves because essentially that person is a stranger. You're essentially doing it for another person. All the work you putting in, everything that you do, it ain't for you right now. It's for you of tomorrow. And the you of tomorrow, you might as well categorize as a stranger because it's not you right now. And that's what makes it difficult for us to be disciplined or to maintain some sort of order and structure within our lives because we're not seeing the benefit, right? Someone else is going to see the benefit. Listen, we're not omnipresent. We're not experiencing the past, present, and future all at once. We're only experiencing the present. And in the present, we can either do something that's going to benefit this version of ourselves right now, or we can do something that's going to benefit our future self. Essentially, I'm talking about delayed gratification and instant gratification. By definition, delayed gratification means that your gratification will be delayed. Your pleasure will be delayed. Your benefit will be delayed. Anything that you're going to get out of the work that you put in today is going to come in later. You ain't going to benefit from it right now. That's why it's delayed gratification. Now, instant gratification, we are going to do something that is beneficial or feels to be positive or pleasurable right now because our present self can experience it. You know what I'm saying? Our present self can experience doing some sort of bad habit or doing some sort of action that's negative in the long run, but pleasurable for us today. And essentially, we take that sacrifice for that future version of ourselves because they're a stranger. You know, they are a stranger. Who cares what me next week is going to feel if me today feels good? So what we got to do is we got to understand that discipline is the greatest form of self-love. We are waging an internal war every single day to choose who we would like to benefit. Us today or us another day. What you choose every single day is either going to benefit you today or benefit you later. There's no in between. There is no in between. So you got to make those choices every single day. But you got to understand that every time you make that decision to do something for your future self, that you are not going to benefit from it. You got to be ready to make that sacrifice. You got to be ready to do whatever it is that you need to do every single day, knowing for a fact that you today ain't going to feel it. You don't get the respect. You don't get the admiration. You don't get the money. You don't get the muscles. You don't get the any of that stuff, right? You don't get any of the health or any of the benefits today. Someone else gets it. So you got to be sacrificing for someone else. And therefore, by definition, discipline is the greatest form of self-love. Discipline is the greatest form of self-love because you doing these things that you know you need to do, you're doing it for someone else. You're loving someone else. You're showing someone else that you care about them. You're showing somebody else that they matter, that they're important. You get what I'm saying? Because that version of you that is not present is someone else. This is a very simple concept, but it's not easy to follow through with it. It's not easy to be disciplined, especially in today's age, especially with all of the different ways that the world has constructed to have these simple pleasures and to have instant gratification at all turns in every area, in every direction. There's all these different ways that you can decide to do something that's going to feel good for you right now, but actually not be that great for you later. It's hard for you to decide to put in that work. It's hard for you to decide to stay disciplined, to stay on your grind, to stay motivated. But realistically, what other choice you got? Anything that you can do that's going to move the needle for your future self is not something that you're going to benefit from today. That's just how it works. If you put money into a savings account or a 401k or something like that, it's not for you today. It's for you later. It's for you of tomorrow. It is not for you today. You're taking money away from you today to put away for you tomorrow. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of it. You know what I'm saying? If you work out today, you're not going to see the muscle today. You see the muscle later. You grinding, you grunting, you sweating, you working hard, you sore, you tired. You're not getting that today. The you of tomorrow, the you of later, they're the ones who's going to benefit from it. You eating healthy right now, you stretching your body, stretching your limbs out, you're going to have the mobility and the health later. You benefit later. It is not about you today. It's not about you right now. It's not about you. That's how you got to look at it. It's not about you. It's about somebody else. It's about a stranger. And that stranger is the you of the future. Because when you engage in those negative instant gratification, simple pleasures, you ain't thinking about that future version of yourself. You're viewing them as a stranger. Flip the script. Flip that dynamic. Start thinking about your future self as a stranger that you want to help, not that you want to hurt. I want you to think about the last time that you engaged in a negative habit. The last time you engaged in instant gratification, one of these simple pleasures, were you thinking consciously, my future self is going to suffer? I'm going to suffer tomorrow. I'm going to suffer next week. Like, nah, you don't think about that at all. All you're thinking about is, this feels good today. I'm going to do it today. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the money to spend, but I'm going to spend on the credit card. Now you got a bill. You know what I'm saying? But you got what you wanted. You bought what you wanted to buy, right? That's instant gratification. You benefit from it today, but you suffer from it later. You know, I want to eat this junk food. I want to eat this junk food all month. Well, you're going to gain a couple pounds. Maybe you went and got yourself a 6-pack of beer. You ordered yourself some Taco Bell. You at home, right? You eating the Taco Bell. You crunching and munching. You got your nacho cheese, your cinnamon twists. You know what I'm saying? Quesadilla, all that, right? You got your 6-pack of beer. You drink about 4 of them. You feeling that good buzz. Everything feels good, right? Who's benefiting? Who's benefiting from that? It's your present self. Your present self is the one who's going to get that buzz. The present self is the one who's going to get that good taste in food. The present self is the one who's engaging in instant gratification. But who's suffering? It's the you of tomorrow. Who's the one that is dying on the toilet? Who's the one who's sitting there suffering? You like literally, you feel like your insides are decaying. It is that stranger that you did not consider, your future self, your self of tomorrow. They are the ones who's going to suffer. They're the one with the stomach on fire. They're the one who might be dry heaving. They're the one with the hangover. They're the one who's feeling horrible. But you're not in consideration of them because they're not you. Your present self is the one who's going to benefit from you doing this instant gratification. But there's an alternative version of yourself that decided, I'm not going to drink today. I'm actually going to go to the gym. I'm going to work out. I'm going to have a good workout. I'm going to sweat it all out, right? I'm going to come home. I'm going to cook myself some salmon and some sweet potato, a little broccoli on the side. I'm going to drink a bunch of water, and I'm going to go to bed early. Who's benefiting from that? It might seem boring, right? It might seem as if it's less exciting or whatever, but who's the one that's going to benefit? It's not that present self that had to do all that grind, all that churn and burn. It's that stranger. It's that person that you considered, that person you decided to have the love and consideration for, to take care of, to do these things for, to work hard for. So just remember, every single day when we're waging that internal war to make the right decisions for our future self is either going to suffer or benefit from what we choose to do today. Literally, because it ain't us. It ain't us. We ain't the ones who's going to benefit from the work we put in today. It's somebody else. And we got to be willing to make that sacrifice. We got to be willing to do that because it's for ourselves. It's self-love. That dedication, that hard work, that sacrifice, that grind, that discipline, it is not for you. It's not for you. It's not about you. It's about that stranger in the future. It's about somebody else. That's at least how you got to view it. It's about somebody else. We got to stop engaging in these simple pleasures. We got to stop engaging in the instant gratification because our future self is the one who suffers. Our future self is the one who's going to get the weight gain, the debt, the depression, the hangover, the sadness, the bad feelings. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who's going to suffer, not us. So take that in consideration because if you're suffering today, it's based on what you did yesterday. It's based on what you did last week. It's based on what you did 3 months ago. It's an accumulation of every single thing that you decided to do. That's who you are right now. You are the direct result of your choices. This is what separates us from the animals. It's this consciousness of understanding I exist today and I will exist tomorrow. I'm going to exist next week, God willing. I'm going to exist for years. But what I'm going to do today is going to affect all those different versions of myself. It's going to affect this other person. So I got to make sure I make the decisions that are correct for that person. This is how you show yourself that you love yourself, that you care about yourself, that you take yourself seriously, by putting in work. By putting in work. Show yourself that you love yourself. Show yourself that you care. Show yourself you take yourself seriously by staying disciplined, by staying 10 toes down, by putting in work. Do it for your future self. They're going to thank you later, But hey, if you've watched and you've listened for this long, I just want to let you know that I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, because realistically, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. So much love, and I hope to see you in the next one. All right, peace.